major interest, and I think it's a big topic, so I'm going to narrow it down to sort of example, particularly water supply. And there's a good reason for that. Water supply is probably the hardest service for a municipality to deliver, because you have complex infrastructure, you have to manage treatment works, you have to manage distribution networks, billing systems, water quality, and so on. So it's a good indicator of if you get water supply right, you can probably get the rest right. So I'm going to start with a Derek, by the way, said 5 slides. Yes, I've stuck to the brief of 5 slides.
Sure. You have to speak 3 minutes on each.
3 slides. Yeah, I'm used to doing like one slide a minute and going like image. So this is going to be an experience. So this data comes from the 2011 census, and just to explain it to you, so it breaks down how reliable are water supply systems in South Africa, and this is by province. There are other ways of dividing it. And what you can see is the total bar is those people that have got larger schemes. It's not all water supply, it's basically people that are served by fairly large schemes, not little local schemes. And you can see the dark bar is what percentage are getting water with no interruptions, much like we normally experience in Cape Town. How many had interruptions, at least in a year that lasts less than 2 days, and how many had interruptions during a year that is more than 2 days. And if you look at the second bar from the left, which is the province, you can see that something like less than 5% get water in their tap every day throughout the year. And the majority, by far the majority, have to cope with interruptions every 2 days. I mean, that is a very poor service. How do you cope if water doesn't come out of your tap in 2 days? You've got to go and walk. You go back to almost like rural life, collecting it from standpipe down the river water, and there's probably not a lot of research. So the fact is there's a big problem here, and it's indicates an indicator of a failure of capability, particularly of more rural municipalities. As you get into the more urbanized provinces, the situation becomes better. So there are lots of ways, lots of reasons for this, and one of you can look at inputs is a good if you can take that as an indication of a poor output. What are we looking at as inputs? So clearly you're dealing with a complex technical problem. One of the main inputs you need is technically qualified staff and particularly engineers. So let's see how municipalities have been doing with the engineers. So this graph comes from a fascinating analysis which was looked at over a 10-year period from 2005 to 2015. How many engineering staff are there in municipalities? And the term engineering staff includes engineers, graduate engineers, technologists that have got a degree in technology degree, and technicians who have got sort of NC type of qualification. And technicians tend to be the people that are operating the treatment works and so on. And you can see this is divided into metros, district municipalities that are primarily responsible for rural water supply schemes, and local municipalities. And you can see they all are increasingly staffed. The big concern, and I think it's a big concern across the board with all sectors and skills, is this sort of a strategically qualified engineers, if you like, are on the decline, even in metros. So I think quite an alarming situation happening in metros, and people who worked in individual metros see this as sort of a bleeding of senior, highly qualified people. The situation in districts, which reflects back to the previous slide, shows you how even in districts where there's this desperate need for technical capability, there's a decline in the number of engineers. That little black dot there about district municipalities in 2015 is a total of 28 engineers in districts across the country, with 43 districts. Locals, interestingly, are doing better, and it does give a bit of a lie to the theory that districts are the ones that are going to get this high-level capability and support locals with expertise. In fact, the locals are better able to recruit and retain engineers. And there's some interesting reasons to speculate, but we haven't got the So if you look at what's happening in a district, there's on average one engineer is responsible for 25 billion rands worth of assets. That is a huge amount of assets. Most of it's in water and sanitation, but this does cover districts where there are some roads and other assets. Secondly, many districts which are water service authorities, for those that don't know, in the rural areas, districts are responsible for water and sanitation, and not the locals. And you're responsible because you're supposed to bring big scale expertise to these areas. So there are many districts which are serving on average 500,000 people with not one engineer. So we're clearly experiencing a big problem, and I think just pick up on what Pindi was saying. You know, why is that? Why have we got such an unprofessional service in these much of the country? So I'm focusing primarily here on the smaller and more rural municipalities. I think there will be some more discussion later on the situation in cities. I think the reason for focusing here is a good indicator. If this is the hardest thing to do, let's see how we're doing the hardest thing. So this comes back to the book. So there's a book which is available outside, which Sue and Shindra and I co-authored on the capable state. And some of the data you see comes from that book. It's a book that deals with different sectors: water, sanitation, electricity, solid waste, roads, public transport, housing, and the way it's financed and institutional structure to which it all fits. So the argument in the book is that the critical factor for success is the support that local, that provincial and national government give to municipalities. Especially these new small municipalities can't do it without support. So if we're going to talk about capability, we need to talk about the capability of provinces and the national government and the entities that they create to provide support. And this is their job. So the Constitution, Section 154, states that national and provincial governments, by legislative and other means, must support and strengthen the capability of municipalities. So it's easy to blame municipalities, but in fact the argument is that if you concentrate resources in organizations that build capacity, you've got much more chance of building capability. And yet, key departments at national and provincial sphere themselves are weak. They don't have technical capability, particularly in provinces where capability is missing. So there's two key bodies that I want to dwell on. There's the Municipal Infrastructure Support Agent, that's set up, as you can gather, by under COGTA to support infrastructure, and the Department of Water and Sanitation, clearly because of the sector that we're looking at. Okay, this graph's a bit of a cheat because the vertical axis doesn't mean anything. It sort of means sort of capability. But it tracks how we've seen the country as a whole. So up until 1990, during the worst days of apartheid, we were generally in a decline in terms of capacity and being able to deliver services. From 1990 to 94, things started changing, even though in government, there was a lot more emphasis on democratic process, a lot more interest in how to make government work. And so we went on this upward trajectory. Now, this is the Department of Water and Sanitation particularly. It was called Water and Forestry, it was then called Water Affairs, and then Water and Sanitation. That in itself says something, sort of shifting the department all the time. If you look what happened then to this department, it tracks how our government as a whole has gone. For the first 10 years, from 1994 to 2004, there were 2 ministers, 1 DG, 1 Director General for 10 years. High technical capacity, engaged with municipalities and international partners. It was the flagship department, both within our country and as seen by outside. What happened in the next 10 years, or 13 years in this case? Leadership instability, 5 ministers, 10 DGs in 13 years. In other words, there wasn't a DG that lasted there was 1 DG, I think, who lasted for 2 years. Acting DGs in between, and so you have basically the failure of an organization because of failure in leadership. Because they fail, they pass down or they can't prevent the failure of others down in the other spheres. So at the end, this is an example of where the department landed up. There are 78 engineers there out of 250 filled posts. There used to be 350 engineers in the early 1990s. 7 out of the senior management structure of 48 staff, senior staff or engineers. Then we come to MISA. MISA is an organisation I've known quite well over the years and over which I feel eternally despondent. It's set up as a specialised agency to provide high-level technical expertise relating to infrastructure. It's set up in around about 2013. It currently has a budget of 300 million a year. It's got some very big smart offices, a lot of staff. They inherited 70 contracted engineers from what used to be the Sienza Manji program, which was run under DBSA. So they inherited some contracted capability, and these are engineers that are posted, sort of, what's the word, not assigned is a better word for it, different municipalities around the country. But within the organisation, there's no engineer in the top 6 positions of the organisation. They themselves are lacking technical capability. So it's not surprising their track record is poor. And what I like to do is use a key intervention being how do you support the 21 rural district municipalities. So we've seen the district municipalities running through this story. What does it look like in Limpopo, where most of the water is supplied by district municipalities? How many engineers are there? And how are they doing and how are they supported? And the answer is very, very little support. And MISA has been attempting this, and more recently, in the last year and a half, they have focused on bringing in management contracts, or what are called regional management support contracts. And this is an effort to build capability in partnership with the private sector. I've personally invested quite a lot in that conceptually and had to watch it flounder just through lack of capability of the organisation running it. But the theory here is that, and it's quite important to think about how you're going to turn this around. Are you going to be able to suddenly recruit engineers into local government? This is very much the current proposals by the new Minister Mkhize. He says, he's recognised it and he says we are just going to get more engineers into local government. But you're putting them into a quite dysfunctional organisation. So the argument here is to contract a private sector partner to work with the municipalities, have staff in your office to create the systems that you needed, to bring in a more technical sort of value system into an organisation. And hence, ultimately, hopefully that would lead to a positive transition. So there's been, it's accepted, it's another example of an intervention, maybe, I hope it doesn't land up on your list there. I'll give you another example of an intervention which has got, for which there's high hopes, and let's hope that it's sustained when it comes to something. But I think the conclusion is obvious. If you want to build capability, start by building capable bodies at national level who are setting the policies, creating the training, creating the support, and regulating performance, intervening where performance is poor. And if we're going to start anywhere, we've got to start there, and that's possible to solve that. That you can do fairly easily. You can get those organisations starting to perform better.